All right, so someone asked me last week, saying they keep getting pop-ups and they want to know if they're coming from IMVU. They're not. IMVU does not have the capacity to even load anything like that. But people just kind of not knowing computers besides where they bought it and maybe what version of Windows are running, don't really know or understand the process that happens when malware or pop-ups are in place in your system. Usually it's done in your registry, and you have to clear it from there with a registry cleaner. Okay. As you can see, we're on a website here called Malwarebytes, and this, I'll put a link in the description here. I highly recommend everybody get the free version of this and download it and use it. If you want to start paying for it, you can see you got a 14-day trial. I can't because I've already run the existence of my trial. But it's very easy to find. Like I said, I'm going to put a link in the description right to this page where you can download. And you can go to free download. And then from there, it'll download the stuff. You'll go ahead and click on it. As you can see, I've already hit it once here. You can go ahead and download it, install it, and start using it. And I'll show you real quick how you use it. So, as I said before, I have Malwarebytes already. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It's going to open up this little screen here. I'm going to hit scan. Now, while this scans, I'm going to put everybody on a brief hold because it's going to take about probably close to an hour to scan my system. I have software and components and different pieces of hardware that are connected to my system, including a server that it has to go through. So I'm going to put everybody on pause and we'll come back and check here in a few minutes. Okay, so as we can see, the process has completed. It's found no problems of any kind. If it does, it'll prompt you what you need to do. You'll walk through there and you'll want to quarantine everything. And that will get rid of all the malware that keeps pumping out a bunch of useless BS onto your system, including your registry where it sits there and you go in and you uninstall it and it'll just reinstall it again because the registry is like a hidden area of your computer. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this down. I'm going to open up a browser. The other problem that happens is that in Google Chrome, for most of you who use Google Chrome, which is quite a few, the one problem that we have is that you'll get a pop-up that comes right over here, as I explained in the video. It comes right, it just pops right out of the screen over here. Boom, keeps coming out. You have to close it. It pops right back out again, back and forth. So, in order to get rid of that, in most cases, usually there's a site that you have allowed without knowing it, in some cases, to send you marketing information, pop-ups, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't say we want to send you pop-ups, but you know, it'll ask some sort of silly question like, would you like to receive more information in the future about future products and services and blah, 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 blah. So what you're going to do is you're going to go right up here to where these three dots are, okay? Right there. Go down to settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to go over here to where it says privacy and security. From there, we're going to go over here and go to Site Settings. And we're going to scroll down, all the way down until we get to this little section here called Pop-ups and Redirects. All right. Now, I recently cleared mine out because I had some stuff in there from sports gambling sites that I go to. And it decided it wanted to send me pop-ups like crazy, and that's exactly what it was. But it'll appear right here, okay? This is a block section. You can put sites in there that you don't want to send you pop-ups and stuff, but that's kind of a hit and miss because 9 times out of 10, it's implanted in your registry, or it's about to be implanted in your registry if you keep going back to it. So what you'll have is a site right here usually. It'll have 3 little dots over on the side of it over here. You'll click on those dots and you'll get 3 different things, but the 2 most important are one to remove it or the other one to block the site that's causing it. So one will say remove, the other one will say block. You want to choose to remove. Do not click block, and I'll explain why. When you block something, the marketing server gets a report back that you've attempted to block the site, and what it will do is change the URL by 1 character, and it has a brand new site. It can now get back into your system again and start the whole process all over. So try to keep that in mind. If you do that and shut down, I always say shut down your browser all the way afterwards and restart your system, and everything should be fine. One last little final detail: when you're done doing all that, because of all the changes that have taken place on your system in the process of all that stuff, there's 2 more things you'll want to do. You go to your search area, wherever that might be, and type in Defrag, okay, and open up this fine little program right here. Defrag puts all your files back where they're supposed to be, because let's say you have an open folder somewhere and you're looking at textures for couches or dresses or suits or whatever, okay, if you're building something, deriving something. It will do that, and maybe you'll move it to another folder because, I don't know, you say, well, that doesn't really belong there, that belongs over here. Your computer loses track of where everything's at, and it takes more time next time you open it up, but not by much. But if you have a lot of stuff in your system like I do, it can really, really drag you down, like big time, okay? So you'll want to do that. You want to select your hard disk. Don't worry about anything else. Just worry about your hard disk. You'll click Optimize. You don't need to analyze. Optimize will scan everything out and put everything back where it's supposed to be, okay? Everything. Let's close that out. Next one, and the last step in this process, is to go back to your search tool again. We're going to just type in clean, okay? You'll see this little program pop up here, disk cleanup, okay? But there's a specific way that I suggest people run it that's more efficient and works a little bit better than most, okay? Now, remember, you want to make sure everything is logged here with a check next to it, except for, in some cases, your download folder, okay? And I say that because right here, okay? You might have programs in there that you're using that probably shouldn't be, and I'll do another video on that later, that should not be in your download area. It should have a designated spot on your hard drive. You know, whether you want to put it on your desktop somewhere or you want to stick it in another folder somewhere, whatever the case. So you'll definitely want to make sure that that is unchecked, okay? Next process is we're going to click on this where it says clean up system files. Now, many people ask, well, what does that mean? Clean up system files is going to take any kind of program updates that you've had to your computer, to your browser, to a program that you're running, and it stores it in there, and it's completely useless. It has no, it just doesn't do any good to have it there at all. So you'll want to get rid of that stuff. Okay, so we got all the boxes checked here. We're going to uncheck this box here. Again, watch for your download program files. And we're going to hit OK. And when we do that, it's going to ask us, are you sure you want to permanently delete these files? Answer, delete files. Okay, so that's it. It's finished. Everything should be working well. I suggest that you shut down your computer when you're done and reopen it. Another video will talk about getting all of the temp files out of your IMVU and how that can slow your system down as well. If you have any videos that you want done, you can let me know. And we'll see you back online. Ciao.